Welcome one and all, and we're in for a real treat at this classic circuit here today. The crowd are ready to go, the cars are ready to go, and we're just about set for lights out. Welcome to the Italian Grand Prix. With top speeds reaching 215 miles per hour, only a few places can challenge Monza's crown as the fastest circuit in F1. Hard braking zones going into the 3 chicanes make up the majority of the 11 corners on this 3.6-mile circuit. And just in case the slipstream wasn't enough, 2 DRS zones will help encourage some closer action. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today. But I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Verstappen, Alexander Albon, and Ricciardo, Perez, Sainz, Ocon, and Lance Stroll, Norris, Gasly, Kimi Raikkonen, and Kvyat, Giovinazzi, Grosjean, Kevin Magnussen, and George Russell. Latifi and Sebastian Vettel starts from the back of the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Welcome one and all to the fourth last of first challenge on F1 2019 for the Italian Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go. We're driving as Sebastian Vettel, of course, just qualified 17th for the 2020 Italian Grand Prix here at Monza, the Temple of Speed, and running out towards turn 1. We're side by side with the Williamses. We're going to go down the inside of one of the Haas drivers as well, but it's actually Latifi sitting on the far right, going round the outside of pretty much everyone. A fantastic start for that Williams driver. We're going round the outside of Antonio Giovinazzi, of course, at his home event. The Italian driver currently though down in 18th place, losing overtake to make sure we keep ahead of the Alpha, the Haas and the Williams drive behind. And we now got Nicholas Latifi just in front of us after a fantastic start. He did better start than we did, it must be said, if we go down into the Della Roger chicane. We just have to hang back for the time being and keep behind us and go through the Lesmos and very much follow the leader in this part of the circuit. And if we come off the second Lesmo, we need to try and get a really good launch, because that Williams really down on top speed, and a lot of drag, and see we're already past without even deploying overtake. And ahead of Latifi we go now up into P16, and with Kvyat and Magnussen, they're always going to try to go side by side into Ascari. We're caught up in them massively now. We need to be really careful as we duck out, tuck away, and keep ahead of Kvyat without making contact. We're past now both of them up into P14, but following that, Kimi Raikkonen out of the race. Had unfortunate in the last first challenge at Spa, and you can see that at the top of your screen now. But Kimi Raikkonen out of the race, and this is pivotal for the race, because as we're just about to try and attack Gasly, the VSC has been deployed. That's going to hamper our progress massively. But on the end of lap 3, we're right on the back of Gasly and Stroll, battling over 11th, 12th and 13th, and we're trying to get a really good run on the medium tyres. So we can go a little bit longer, being much more aggressive towards the end. Right on the back, Stroll getting swallowed up by Gasly, but we're going to try and get Gasly as well. He covers the inside, we duck wide between them, trying to go around the outside of the AlphaTauri driver later on the brakes, giving the room on the inside if he decides to brake late enough, and we get him in the second part of the turn 1-2 chicane. And up now as we work our way through the Curva Grande. But onto the back of 2 McLarens now, and they are just behind another racing point of Sergio Perez. But Norris on the back of Sainz. Of course, I think everyone here is going to have a bit of DRS, but it's a mega tow. 3-car tow here, and we've got DRS already alongside both the McLaren drivers. Actually, the racing point in front does not have DRS. He is under threat now from us. Williams going to the inside, try and squeeze it. Norris is trying to go past Sainz. We're down the inside. Triple overtake down towards turn number 1. And the 2 McLarens are dueling away. Norris on the outside gets a much better exit, and he's going to get clear and move himself up into P9. And the 2 McLarens looking very competitive here today, and not a lot between them as well. And they look just like that in the real life Formula 1 as well. And now we can chase after Esteban Ocon just a little bit up the road. And end of lap 6, and we get past him as we run down towards the Parabolica. We're going to break into the top 7, and we get down the inside of the Frenchman. And ahead now into P7.
Nice move. Good
at
job.
the end of lap 6, sort of the halfway phase of this race. And Alexander Albon ahead, Ricciardo ahead.
Boxing this lap.
And pit windows open, it's meant to be boxing. And is that here comes Esteban Ocon. Can he find a way back past us? With DRS, the running driver's looking to the inside. Can he be like his teammate? Last of the late breakers. Well, he's late, very late indeed. We just about keep ahead as we get into the second part of the corner. Pitting at the end of this lap. As our engineer told us, coming around the final corner.
Charles is in the pits.
Ferrari screwing over Sebastian Vettel, not for the first time this season, being left hung up to dry there a bit. Wanted to utilise the soft tyres a little bit more than that, and we wanted a few more that extra laps to try and gain on these tyres to try and make a bit of an undercut work on some drivers and utilise that fresher rubber. But coming to pit lane though, coming on the soft tyres will be the quickest towards the end, and this Ferrari looking very good. Good straight line speed in this version of the game, of course not quite representing real life, but now we've got the wrong long down the pit lane.
One eternity later.
Coming out of the box, we've actually managed to jump Alexander Albon. He's not having a great race in that Red Bull. He's right behind us there, and struggling a little bit around Monza is young Alex. And we move ourselves up now into 6th position on the back of Ricciardo already. DRS open and a very easy move. Ferrari versus Renault, of course the Ferrari engine and still quite good on this game. I think Ferrari be hoping the engine was this good in real life. And the Ferrari engine still sort of looking the best on the game. But coming to the end of lap 10, working away through Ascari, Leclerc versus Verstappen up the road. Of course, we've seen that in real life quite a lot over the last year. As Leclerc moves to Ferrari, big duels last season. Leclerc should go down the inside of Verstappen into Parabolica. They're side by side as they make their way through. A little bit of a wheel bang between the two drivers now as they run onto the main straight and down towards turn one. Leclerc, of course, is going to have DRS because he was just behind in the activation point, and that's going to leave Verstappen a bit of a sitting duck to us. We're going to have DRS just about, and as we run down in towards turn number one, we get ahead of the Red Bull driver, compromise a bit on the straight, and now we are staring at the back end of the podium. It's a Ferrari 3-4 at the moment, but can we turn it into anything more? Make our way through the curb, a grand, fantastic helicopter shot as we fly now down towards the Della Rogers chicane. Not quite close enough to have a go at Charles, but of course we're compromised about strategy. We want to try and beat Leclerc. We've seen that a little bit in real life this season. Sebastian Vettel hung out to dry just a little bit, but on lap 13 towards Ascari, flick to the outside. We go for the bold move around the outside into Ascari, and we get the job done on our young Monegasque teammate. And moves ourselves up now into P3. And with not long left, we're going to be pushing to try and catch the two Mercedes in front. Here's the win on the cards. We're just about to start the final lap of the race. DRS open on Valtteri Bottas at the purple final sector. Bottas goes to cover the inside, but we're already on his outside, approaching 340 kilometers an hour, braking down towards turn number one. We're not far behind Hamilton. And now, can we get the Brit? Of course, Vettel versus Hamilton. We've seen it over the years. And I think if Ferrari were in this position, they will be absolutely over the moon. With DRS now on the run towards Ascari. On the back of Lewis Hamilton, we look to the inside. We're going for the bold move down the inside. Trying to make it stick clean into Ascari. We get ahead of Lewis Hamilton and taking the lead of the Italian Grand Prix on the final lap of the race. The run down towards Parabolica. He's right in our slipstream. Can Hamilton find a way back past? Of course, we've got a much better exit with our soft tyres. We don't have a lot of overtake left to play with. The Mercedes driver right behind us as we go through Parabolica, but this being the final lap, I think we're just about home and dry, and we win in front of the Tifosi. The last to first challenge has been completed for the first time.
So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
Well, when you overtake that many people, I'd certainly hope you'd win the race. Their car was really effective in the slipstream here today, and the team would be pleased that they didn't cook the engine, given how long they were spending in the hot air behind other cars.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari.
There we go. Taking the top step, fastest lap, all 26 points for Ferrari. I think they'll be very, very happy with that if that happens this weekend. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see everybody very, very soon for another